DCW Films, and today we are going to show you how to
tune and make your snare drum sound pretty decent, pretty good. So here we have a Tama Superstar Classic maple shell with a Tama Powercraft 2 drum head. And I played on it a few times, as you can see, and that should tell you that basically any drum can sound really good. So the first part that you have to do is take off the snare in order to be able to hear how in tune it is. And then what I usually do is I take off the snare from the stand, just so it's close up and it's easier. So after you take off the snare, you then need to make sure you have I'm gonna call it a lug tightener. I don't exactly remember the name. As you can tell, it doesn't sound too good. So what we do is you pick a lug to start at. I'm gonna start at this one right here, and then I tap it right next to the rim, right here. And you have to match the pitch with all of the others. You can either put your finger in the center of the drum and do it, or you can not. You don't have to do that. But what you do is from the lug you picked, you're gonna tap it a few times, and you're gonna match your next one to the same pitch. This one right here is a tad bit lower, so that means you have to tighten it just a little bit. And then you do that with basically all the other lugs until they all sound the same. So after you match the pitch for every lug, they should all sound the same. Next, you have to flip the snare drum over to the clear side with the snare. Or one of my really good friends from band camp, he showed me a little trick with snare drums. You can pull up your the snare, and you want to stick your drumstick like that, and then rest it there so the snares never touch this side. You basically want to do the exact same thing to the side. So usually you want the clear side a little bit tighter than your than the right side up. So once again, after you've tuned all of them, they should all sound the same. And then you want to gently take your drumstick out, and you're ready to tighten it again. And you can flip it back over. So this snare drum is not muffled in any way, but if you listen before, this right here sounds a lot better than it did before. And if something is wrong, then it probably has something to do with the snare wires, or how tight or how loose your snare on your bottom is. You can adjust that by putting that down and tightening it. But usually you don't want it tightened all the way. So that is how you tune a snare drum Usually you can do this with marching snares as well. It just depends on the type. And also, it may not sound as good because it's a stock non-muffled drum. You can get muffled drum heads, or you can get moon gels or mufflers that we will leave a description for. Here's a demonstration. So if you just put a couple fingers, that's basically muffling it just a little bit versus. So that is how you can have the best sound out of your snare drum.